It's the place. KTUL TV, Tulsa. From Northeast Oklahoma's news leader, this is News 8 at 10.
Former military chiefs urge caution in the Persian Gulf.
Broken Arrow Marine Reserves fill out the paperwork and become full-time soldiers.
And what can be done to stop Oklahoma's revolving door? The night before a crucial vote in the United Nations, U.S. military experts urge more caution before plunging into war in the Mideast. Good evening, I'm Carol Lambert.
And I'm Steve Knight. The warnings came from two former chairmen of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They testified before the Senate Armed Services Committee. Also tonight, the Republican leader of the Senate says there is a 50-50 chance there will be a special session of Congress to consider going to war. The committee was told by retired Admiral William Crowd that there should be negotiation before fighting. He said the West should not believe all of Saddam's blustering.
First of all, I would advise you, from my own experience, that when an Arab leader says the kind of things he does, he doesn't necessarily mean the demands he makes. He's going to make inflated demands. There isn't any question about that. The fact that he says he's willing to talk is a significant move. And in the Arab lexicon, in the Arab context, that's the way they have done their business for hundreds of years.
Former Joint Chiefs Chairman David Jones cautioned that the large multinational force in Saudi Arabia could, by its very presence, push us into war too soon. Secretary of State James Baker and the Soviet Foreign Minister are in New York tonight, along with other leaders, and they'll vote tomorrow on the resolution allowing the use of force to get Iraq out of Kuwait. The withdrawal deadline is January 15th. Passage is believed to be a certainty. And former boxing champ Muhammad Ali will return from Iraq on Saturday with at least 14 Americans who are hostages there. Ali met with Saddam for nearly an hour yesterday and won the hostages' release.
Marine reservists in Broken Arrow have reported for active duty. Today, members of the 4th Anti-Tank Battalion filled out forms and packed duffel bags, all in preparation for their part in Operation Desert Shield. The unit is scheduled to leave Broken Arrow Friday morning for Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. They're a front-line unit with a goal of destroying tanks and armored vehicles. Friends and families gathered tonight to host a farewell for those Marines who are headed overseas. While folks in Broken Arrow will be anxiously awaiting their return, many will experience mixed emotions while they're gone. One mother whose son is in the reserve unit describes her feelings tonight.
It's scary, it's frightening, but I also feel proud that he will be one of the ones protecting us, and I do back President Bush, and I think that this country is in a position where we're going to have to stop the situation over there.
Now, 24 members of this Broken Arrow unit have not finished their training. They'll be going to California for a time. Their spots will be filled by Marine volunteers from Amarillo.
Longtime state lawmaker Gene Stipe is free on his own recognizance tonight. A little after midnight this morning, he was arrested on a DUI complaint. The 64-year-old Stipe was involved in a non-injury accident on I-44 in Tulsa. It was his first offense, and Stipe was booked on a misdemeanor. An Edmonds soccer coach has been charged with second-degree rape of a 15-year-old girl. Today, James Ryder pleaded guilty to a lesser charge involving indecent acts with a child under 16. Last summer, a girl on his soccer team told her parents that she was sitting in a whirlpool when Ryder slid his hand inside her swimsuit. He agreed to resign his teaching position and is sentenced to 5 years deferred probation.
When Oklahoma's new governor takes office in January, he'll inherit a massive corrections problem. The state's prisons are bursting at the seams, and the Pardon and Parole Board is under fire for its parole policies. But David Walters says he's already got some ideas about how to solve some of these problems. News 8's Kerry Miller reports in the third part of our look at Oklahoma's revolving door.
Of over 3,000 criminals, convicts turned loose before they serve their full sentences.
Governor-elect David Walters knew fear and frustration among his constituents when he saw it. So in the final days of his campaign, he tapped into Oklahoma's overwhelming corrections crisis.
The overflow. There are no easy answers to crime, but I know one thing: turning criminals loose isn't one of them.
David Walters.
They are afraid. I'm concerned. I've got a 9-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old daughter, a 15-year-old daughter, an 18-year-old son, and yet, an individual that got an early release killed 2 kids in El Reno recently.
So Walters is in search of solutions for a system that is so overcrowded it handles close to 2,000 inmates above what it can house. And as usual, those solutions demand money. Walters says he's already approached the Board of Corrections.
Said, if I gave you $10 million, would that do it? Could you do that? Could you provide the kinds of programs that I just generally described? And the answer I got was yes, I think we could.
Programs, Walters says, like drug rehabilitation, technical training, and literacy projects. A local prosecutor agrees. Tom Gillard says the key is treating the whole inmate.
Is all the correction system does is give us a little piece from that person while they're locked up.
Treating the whole inmate may open the door to more unconventional types of corrections facilities, like this boot camp in western Oklahoma. Here, just over 300 nonviolent offenders enter a military-type program, much like an Army boot camp. But for the inmate who can't be marched or molded or managed into a good citizen, long sentences that mean something.
When you give somebody 20 years and they're out in 2, or they've done all their time, that's another thing about it is that they've done all their time on a 20-year sentence in 5 or 6 years. Then you got to say something. That's too much of a spread.
Gillard says the only way we, the public, can fight back against today's sentencing trends is through our state legislature. He says lobby your state representative. Tell them you're upset about prisoners who serve only half of their sentence, and then sit back and wait. Because change takes a good deal of political courage, and the wheels of justice continue to grind very slowly. Carrie Miller, News 8.
Governor-elect Walters says he will also investigate programs that could establish more community treatment centers in which the county could provide the facility and the inmates would do community service.
A Milli Vanilli lip syncer may spend some time behind bars, but not for imitating lyrics. We'll tell you about the much more serious charge ahead on News 8.
But next, not all women keep fighting the corporate wars. A look at their options when News 8 continues.
Announcing 91 Mercury Plus. They're here, the 91 Mercuries. Plus $1,000 cash back on Grand Marquis with its traditional room and comfort. $750 cash back on Sable, available with ABS brakes. On Cougar with new V8 power. Plus $500 cash back on Topaz. And on the new small car from Mercury, Tracer, the 1991 Mercuries. Plus cash back. Plus save more with option package savings.
Drive Oklahoma proud. See your Oklahoma Lincoln Mercury dealer.
I always stock up at the drug warehouse before I visit the supermarket. They have lower prices and the best selection. This week at the Claremore grand opening, I found Norwegian Formula Neutrogena hand cream for my dry, chapped hands. Then I picked up a supply of Energizer batteries. Nothing lasts longer for my family. I even got Jason's prescription. Jason!
The Drug Warehouse. Savings by the sackful every day.
Once again this year, Action Helicopters is offering a special tour of Tulsa's Holiday Lights. For just $24.95 per person, you'll experience all the wonder of Tulsa's holiday lights in one breathtaking aerial panorama. It's exciting, spectacular, and it's the perfect surprise gift you can give before the holiday. Tours are available every evening and group discounts are available. Call Action Helicopters now to make your reservation.
Hi folks, Dave Bauer once again for Riverside Nissan. During the month-end closeout sale, you should expect greater savings on Nissan's cream of the crop. The Nissan Maxima, the Nissan 300ZX. For instance, you can save over $8,000 on this 300Z. It lists for $30,900. During the month-end closeout sale, I'm selling it for $22,900. That's the volume savings you should expect and you deserve at Riverside Nissan.
Women in business for themselves often go it alone.
That's because they find so few opportunities in the general workplace. While others, they do well, spending 25 years climbing the corporate ladder, only to step off and branch out on their own. Joni Sikora dressed for success at IBM. Now she dresses for herself at Tulsa's Home of the Blues, as Yvonne Harris shows us in tonight's Women in Charge.
Every day I have the blues. say the best kept secret in Tulsa is the fact that Joey is really an old fat man who smokes cigars.
Don't believe them for a minute. Joey is anything but a typical barkeeper. This is her second career. Her first was a 25-year stint with Big Blue, IBM. Studies suggest that women in corporate America have to be careful how they throw their weight around. One plus of Joey's second profession is that she's free to be herself. Intense, colorful, and driven.
I've been in love before, but never this bad. One day I just decided I wanted to try something totally different from the corporate structure. And what could be just really different from the corporate structure?
It wasn't actually that sudden. Joey did a lot of homework, tending bar at night after a day on the job, learning the ropes. That was 10 years ago.
People thought I had lost my mind. Thank goodness I have such an understanding family.
She bought her first bar in Jinx and changed the records in the jukebox from country western to the blues.
And the good old boys were coming in and were going, "Who's B.B. King?" And I'd say, "Well, put your quarter in and you'll find out."
Locations later, and Joey prides her reputation as the Antones of the Midwest. High praise for a blues bar. She is the driving force behind Blues on the Hill, the annual blues festival. Her T-shirts show up in Chicago and London.
If you make those people feel important and feel welcome, and you're here to have a good time, and I think they'll keep coming back.
But even Joey gets the blues. The move to 68th and Peoria hasn't been an easy one. Some of the neighbors have taken her to court. They say the blues music draws an undesirable crowd. Joey says she's made changes and is trying to work it out.
But there's nothing that makes me feel better than to be a little bit down and come down and hear a really good blues band.
But business is business.
And this is a business to me. It's the same as the corporate office. The customers are here to party. I'm here to take care of business.
What makes business is the music. To paraphrase, the music isn't everything, it's the only thing. Her favorite tune on the jukebox?
My favorite song on the jukebox would be Every Day I Have the Blues.
And thanks to Joey's, Tulsa does too. Yvonne Harris, News 8.
Well, up next, find out if Travis is still singing the cold weather blues.
And then later on News 8, tonight's Waiting Child with a very special theme.
Who can guarantee you the best price on the best 4x4 in the world?
Brown's got the guaranteed best price on Jeep Cherokee and all Jeeps, Eagles, Alphas, BMWs, and Buicks. Plus, buy through Saturday and save up to $6,500 during Crown's Jeep and Buick inventory reduction sale. So, who can give you the best deal?
Crown can! Save big this week at Crown Auto World, 4444 South Sheridan.
Next time on Cheers.
This is so cool.
Rebecca's romance with Robin Colcord is in full bloom.
Olé!
But there is one little flaw.
Robin Colcord with another woman.
Oh. Can this two-timer bribe our man Sammy into silence?
Cheers will be awesome.
Or will he tell Rebecca the awful truth and kiss his bar goodbye again?
Go ahead and tell me.
To tell or not to tell? That is the question. Next time on Cheers.
8's the place for Cheers. Wednesday night at 10:30.
The time to own the four-door sports car, the car that's outselling all the other imports in its class, is now. Because right now, the luxurious comfort, the sophisticated control, and the sheer power of this vehicle are as close as your nearest Nissan dealer, where a special allocation of Maximas is now in stock. But hurry, because at these year-end prices, they could move even faster out of the showroom than they do out on the road.
Get free Coke at Mazio's when you buy a jumbo. You'll save cash for gifts and things because the Coke is free. Buy a jumbo, get a 2-liter, absolutely free.
Buy a Mazio's 18-inch Jumbo Party Pizza and get a free 2-liter bottle of Coke. Mazio's Jumbo Pizza. More pizza than 2 mediums at the same price.
Good for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Call 664-4444. We'll bring it to your door.
Tonight's weather is being brought to you by Courtesy Chevrolet Geo Honda, Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Well, Travis, I know you told us last night it was going to be cold for a couple of nights, but it was so nice today. Went to work about 2 o'clock and left my coat at home.
Funny how it is now, 10:15, and it's about 32 degrees out there. It's going to be colder before we get out of here.
I didn't wear a coat either.
Well, I tell you what, you guys just, I don't know what happens. Some people just forget to listen late in the afternoon because it has been nice. And even with the colder weather, it certainly was a beautiful afternoon. Winds weren't that bad, so we ended up with a great day. Well, it is that season when a lot of geese start to fly by. And of course, Bob Healy was showing us about the duck hunting going on, the geese hunting going on. Well, let's take a look tonight at a refuge. This one comes to us tonight from, let's see, Sequoia Wildlife Reserve from Vian, which is near Salisaw. And our winner tonight is Jim Green from McAllister, Oklahoma. And you can see it looks like just a bunch of little black marks all over. What that is, approximately 5,000 Canadian snow geese in this group, the game warden reported. So obviously quite an interesting picture and something that is somewhat common for this time of year. Well, let's take a look at something else that is common, at least finally getting to be so. 41 degrees at Tulsa International. Jones Riverside Airport at Jinx down to 32. We're freezing there right now. Channel 8, of course, on the hill at 46 degrees. Our dew points have gone up just a couple of degrees into the mid-20s. Humidity value at 60%, west wind at 4. Pressure's rising. Today's high, really a nice 54-degree reading, and that's just about where it's supposed to be. This morning, we finally made it down to 29 for the coldest day so far this fall, but we will look for colder readings for tonight. Well, let's go ahead and zip right on out and take a look at the 30-day outlook for the month of December and see what we're expecting. Temperature-wise, likely above normal temperatures will be in the Gulf coastal areas. At least the chances are greater for seeing warmer weather there. Chances are likely that we'll see colder than normal weather in the Great Lakes area. What about precipitation? White Christmas? Yeah, not looking so great right at this time. Likely below normal chances of precipitation. That means quite a bit of sun again. Better chance of precipitation, which obviously translates into snow into the Rockies, and above normal chances of precipitation in the southeast. Now we're going to zip out and take a look at the 90-day outlook, and this is the way it looks for the whole winter. And a lot of folks start to base their fuel consumption, all that, on this forecast. And right now, what we expect is temperatures to be likely below normal. A good probability of it centered in the Appalachian Mountain area. So the eastern half of the country, of course, where the highest population is likely to see below normal temperatures, which could affect, of course, the fuel. And then out to the west, likely above normal chances of seeing warmer than normal temperatures. We're sitting in the middle again. Flip the coin. Let's see what happens. What about precipitation? Continuing like the 30-day outlook for likely below normal precipitation here and above normal on the southeast coast and also in the Pacific Northwest. And heaven knows they don't want any more precipitation out there. Right now, this is the way it looks at the present time. We do find current readings in the 30s to the north, around 40 in the metro area with, of course, colder readings in some of the valleys as we showed you. Jinx Riverside Airport down to 32 already. Taking a look at the satellite picture, putting it in motion. Not much in the way of clouds. We had a few clouds early this evening, but that was it. Satellite picture that shows the big storm system in the bigger picture. Showers and storms moving off to the east of us. Clear skies here. Another storm system coming in from the Pacific Northwest. Well, that won't affect our weather for a while. Tomorrow, another great day. Windy and mild here. Showers moving off the coast. Temperatures will once again be in the 50s, hugging near 60 with the coldest readings to the north. And then Friday, windy. Very, very windy, but at least warmer. Temperatures will be into the 60s. Here's the way it shapes up. For tonight, we will be looking for mostly
clear skies. Hard freeze likely. Mid to upper 20s. The upper 20s primarily in the heart of the city. West to northwest winds very light. Tomorrow looking for sunny skies, a little warmer. Afternoon highs upper 50s to near 60 with winds out of the west 10 to 15. Great fall weather tomorrow night. It'll be cool with an overnight low of 34, but not quite as cold. My 5-day outlook shapes up like this. Very mild weather for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and maybe even on into Sunday. But chilly nights, especially tonight with that hard freeze likely in the mid-20s. But overall, can't complain again. More great weather for us.
It is almost December.
It certainly is. So we're going to get cold weather coming down here pretty soon.
Thank you, Travis. Well, tonight's entertainment report is next on News 8.
America's favorite genie will hear wedding bells, and health problems plague Gary Coleman. We have details next.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Miller speaking to you from courtesy Chevrolet GO Honda, 69 Highway, Muskogee, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just received our model change allowance on our new Chevrolet cars, trucks, and vans, and we're going to pass the savings right on to you. That's right, we have just received our model change allowance on our 90 model Chevrolet cars, trucks, and vans, Suburbans, Blazers, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pass the savings right on to you, our customer. That's right, your transportation headquarters, courtesy Chevrolet GO Honda, Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Do-it-yourselfers need good tools to make it right. Like this Master Mechanic 7 1/4-inch circular saw with a high-torque motor, just $37.99. And their variable speed jigsaw, only $46.99, does automatic or manual scrolling. Then finish in no time with this powerful Master Mechanic belt sander, just $49.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
When it comes to bread, there's always been a big difference between what I want, delicious, and what Mom thinks I need, nutritious. It's a good thing Rainbow is introducing new Iron Kids bread, a bread with all the fiber, iron, and other important nutrients of whole wheat bread, plus the look, feel, and taste of white bread. Sure, Mom and I will always have our differences. Nutritious. Delicious. But Iron Kids bread is one thing we both agree on. New Iron Kids bread from Rainbow.
If you shop Turnpike first and then buy a new or used car or truck from Turnpike or any new car dealer, we'll give you a $100 Toys R Us gift certificate just for shopping Turnpike first. That's right. You get the car or truck you want and your kids get all those new toys they want just because you remembered to shop Turnpike first.
Turnpike Ford, Subaru, Turner, Tollgate, Tulsa. We road exits. Don't forget the gift certificate.
A rock star has been cleared of serious charges.
But a court battle has just begun for another. But up first in tonight's entertainment report, more health problems for a former childhood star.
Mr. Wade, your hair is so ugly, you make Don King look handsome.
Different stroke star Gary Coleman is in stable condition at an Arizona hospital where he's being treated for a kidney ailment. Coleman has a long history of kidney disease, but a publicist says he's expected to fully recover from this latest setback and could be released in a week. Milli Vanilli frontman Rob Pilatus is free on $10,000 bail after being arrested on investigation of a sexual battery charge. Pilatus had no comment for camera crews that spotted him outside the courthouse last night. Assault charges against rock singer Axl Rose have been dropped. The LA DA's office says there's not enough evidence to prove the lead singer of the heavy metal band Guns N' Roses assaulted his neighbor. The neighbor accused Rose of hitting her over the head with an empty wine bottle. And America's favorite genie is getting married. Barbara Eden, who starred in I Dream of Jeannie, says she'll soon tie the knot with husband number 3, a San Francisco businessman.
Well, they say the third time's the charm. We'll find out. In sports, the Sooners locked horns with Texas A&M in the Lone Star State.
And TU went California cruising. Catch the next wave with Rob Healy in sports.
Knox Camera, an old-time Tulsa tradition, has moved and expanded. Now, the largest and most complete store of its kind in Oklahoma, with cameras and video for the amateur and professional alike. Save like never before on Sony, Minolta, Canon, Nikon, Fuji, and more. Use our new state-of-the-art one-hour photo lab and enlarger. There's a need to take it to Knox and save like never before. Just off I-44 at the Harvard exit in Country Club Plaza. 51st and Harvard.
While you've been thinking about everyone else's Christmas, we've been thinking about yours.
And so if you buy or lease any new Oldsmobile 88 Royale by Christmas Eve, Oldsmobile will give you a $750 Dillard's Christmas gift certificate, which means you could give away everything on this tree and keep what's under it.
Merry Christmas from the new generation of Olds.
Now, only at your local Eastern Oklahoma new generation of Olds dealers.
Last year, Lincoln Town Car was named Motor Trend's Car of the Year. And this year, Town Car is even better. This year's model adds a new, more powerful V8 engine to last year's dynamic list of features. Plus, this year's Lincoln Town Car is the quietest luxury car you can own. For high-performance luxury, Lincoln offers the Mark 7. And for sheer sophistication, it's Continental, one of the world's most advanced luxury sedans. Lincoln Town Car, Mark 7, and Continental.
Drive Oklahoma proud. See your Oklahoma Lincoln Mercury dealer. Getting up in the morning's getting a whole lot easier. Good Morning Oklahoma. Weekday mornings at 6 on Channel 8.
Let's find out if TU showed Cal State how to play basketball.
The surfers came in right in the wave and rode back out with their board between their legs. Yeah, a couple wins for a couple of local teams. Payback time, you could call it tonight for TU. Just a year ago, Cal State Fullerton blew Tulsa clear out of the water on the coast to one not to remember, unless you use it for motivation, and it was sweet revenge tonight for TU, and a special guest appearance by Jerry Lewis. How about that? About 5,000 on hand for this one. TU got out of the blocks quickly. Michael Scott had 9, gets the foul and the bucket. Cal State never really got out of the box in this one. Joe Small with one of their few baskets tonight. J.D. Barnett's team in control. TU shot the ball well outside. Kelly Wells puts her up, head of the key for a couple. And Wade Jenkins gets into the scoring act, hits the jumper here. He had 10 points. TU coast to a win tonight at home. 89-63 the final score.
I thought we played extremely well. First 10 minutes of the basketball game, I think we took control. It reminded me of the Arkansas Express game. I think we really dictated tempo. I think we took control of the game. I think our players came out with great intensity. I think they remember that 84-58 game last year.
And they was talking noise out there all night. We just sitting and waiting for it. We couldn't wait until the game started. We was hoping they come out that zone, but they never came out the zone, so we could have really blew them out.
Now, it was the first of 2 in the Lone Star State tonight for the Sooners. Next Tuesday, Oklahoma's at Texas. Tonight's business, taking care of Texas A&M, and they did just that. The Aggies fired up, ready to play. Thompson hits the tray. Sooners had a 3-point lead, and Billy was hot. And check this play out. Mullins inside to Martin Keene, gets the bucket and the foul. OU had the lead at the half. In the second half, they would pull away. Mullins inside for 2, 12-point Sooner lead. And then the Sooners put it away. Mullins again shakes free for the bucket. 81-65, the final down in Aggie land. Let's go to the scoreboard tonight. Once again, it was TU a winner and Oklahoma, 18th Oklahoma, 16-point winner. ORU a winner on the road at Southeast Missouri. Indiana sneaks by Notre Dame, and Ohio State all over Delaware State. Pittsburgh escapes with a win. 17th ranked Georgia, no trouble tonight. And NSU down 18 at the half. They come up to win it by 3. And the women also a winner, 74-56 for NSU. The 2 Oklahoma City University basketball players have been arrested after a woman accused them of rape. So far, though, no charges have been filed against Eddie Cumbo or Chris Chavers. The Rocket, Notre Dame's Raheem Ismail, is this year's Walter Camp Award winner. That award goes to the top college football player of the year. The Rocket caught 32 passes, rushed for 535 yards, always a threat, returning punts and kickoffs. He is still a candidate for this year's Heisman Award that will be presented this Saturday. Now, another guy that does it all is Herschel Walker. The Vikings back is now performing again with a local ballet company. Try and tell this guy ballet is for wimps.
By having Herschel Walker here, we can draw people who normally wouldn't be coming to the ballet to come and see the ballet and to see that it is something that is here for them also.
First, he went full force and grabbed me. I was just like, okay.
I'm just showing them, I play football and I'm considered what they call macho. But, this is something I love. And for any little boy out there who want to compete in ballet, compete in it. You got to do what you love.
Now, another guy who knows how to dance is Sugar Ray Leonard. He's headed back into the ring this February. Leonard will fight for the first time in 14 months against WBA middleweight champ Terry Norris. And if you're one of those types that's always looking for a challenge, I got a race for you. Tomorrow evening, about 120 runners will tackle this, the first place tower, all 40 floors of it. The idea is to climb these stairs as quickly as possible to the top. It is all for a good cause. The proceeds going to cystic fibrosis. And you can still tackle first place tower. Registration 5:30 tomorrow, guys. It's not too late. The race 6:30. You can just rush out there after the news.
If you run all the way to the top, do you have to run all the way back down to the bottom? Or can you take the elevator?
Pause. You can pause and then take it easy.
Oh,
Yeah, like the next day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob.
Well, tonight's waiting child is still ahead on News 8.
Sean requires a lot of devotion, but also offers a lot of love.
Hi, folks. We're back once again here at I-44 in the Arkansas River for the end-of-the-month closeout sale at Riverside Chevrolet. You know, we've never discounted Suburbans more than $5,000 or $6,000, but this one time for the end-of-the-month closeout sale, we're discounting this 4x4 up to $7,000. Think about it, a Suburban discounted up to $7,000. You'll find it only at one place, at the end-of-the-month closeout sale at Riverside Chevrolet, I-44 and the Arkansas River.
That will be $345 for that pair of glasses, sir.
Eyeglasses and 1-hour service don't have to be expensive. At iMart, prices are less because we don't have the expensive mall rent or expensive frame displays or millions of dollars of corporate overhead. Right now, buy 2 complete pair of eyeglasses for only $79.95. Hurry, limited offer.
iMart means eyeglasses in 1 hour for less. Call now or bring in your prescription to iMart in Tulsa at 71st and Sheridan next to Price Mart.
The air's crackling with excitement at your Toyota dealer, where lightning is striking again on the reliable new 91 Camry. And we're back with the biggest option package savings in Toyota history. And big factory dealer incentives are here so you can save even more. See for yourself. Come drive a new 91 Camry now. So don't just sit there. Hurry, even though lightning strikes twice. 3 strikes and you may be out of luck.
News 8 closed captioning, made possible in part by Phillips Petroleum Company.
Our Waiting Child program is devoted to finding permanent homes for hard-to-place children. Our youngster tonight is a special needs child, but as you'll find out, he has plenty of love to give. Sean is tonight's waiting child.
Oh, boy, look at the clown. Oh, isn't that neat, Sean?
Just like any kid, Sean was thrilled with Whiskers the Clown at Crystal's Pizza.
Good to see you. Welcome to Crystal's. I hope you have a pretty good time, because I know who I am. Yes, I am. Good to see you, Big Bud.
Sean has cerebral palsy as a result of a fall from a 2-story building. He can only say a few words, but he is learning to sign, and he understands almost everything you say. He's not considered retarded.
He can answer yes or no by shaking or nodding his head, and it just takes him a little bit of time to be able to do that.
Sean's movement is limited, but he enjoys playing with kids and clowns.
And I think Sean's winning, Whiskers.
I think he is. He's a better sword fighter than I am.
Come on, Sean, get
And
him.
I've had plenty of practice, too.